this week's top performing list. This is Jordan Salaman that actually got first place at the Couplers Melee. There's about 106 players, I believe. Yeah, because 47 were left or 103, something like that. Yeah, he did a great, oops, I jumped right over. He did a great job. Sorry, I got navigating this. Did a great job. We're going to just look at his list. We're going to look at his matchups and everything like that. So right here, oh, I already have his list pulled up. He did win all 5 of his games. Let's take a peep at his list. As you can see from the title, most likely, I'll just tell you right now, Captain Badrukk's on every list today. Boom. So we got Beast Boss, Cunning but Brule, Beast Boss on Squigasaur, Edwappas, Captain Badrukk, Mozrog, Smasha Squig. Follow me, lads. I like that. He decided I got to get a table faster, and I can understand that. And the Weirdboy, for obviously Weirdboy shenanigans, you want to score with him, right? Weirdboy might be one of those tricks that we need to start putting a built-in fixed secondary. If you're going to start playing the fixed secondary mission, I can see the Weirdboy being actually that unit for that as well. So we got Beast Snaggas, 2 units of Beast Snagga boys, 4 trucks, 1 unit of Deffkoptas. Yeah. Whoa, Deffkoptas making their appearance again, right? So they're one of the only 2 units that have deep strike capabilities in our index. The other one being Storm Boys. The difference is that they can actually survive small arms fire. They can actually deliver damage 3 shots back at their unit, at whoever's shooting at them. The lack of them, their weakness is that they can't move through terrain like a Storm Boy could. And they don't have a power claw, I guess, right? Deffkoptas, totally viable, it's totally playable. It's really up to you. It's a nice way to still try to stat check on your opponent. Hey, this T6 is 4 up armor save. I get covered, such. So don't sleep on Deffkoptas. Obviously, Flashgitz for Captain Badrukk, 2 units of Gretchen, 1 big brick of Squig Hog Boys, only 1 small unit of 3 Squig Hog Boys, and then 2 Storm Boys, the honorary Storm Boys, obviously for scoring potential. So this isn't very catching anybody out of the box here. We've seen lists like this throughout the couple weeks. 4 trucks is where I like to be as well. Beast Boss is there because he's the way that you reliably punch out an enemy carrier vehicle on not wall turn sometimes as well. And then he helps obviously compound with the Beast Boss at Edwappas kill chopper. As an orc, you do have to pay attention to I need ways to kill armor. Anti-vehicle, anti-monster. What I am surprised not to see on this list is the knobs. Knobs, I think they're still pretty serve their purpose, but let's look at his matchups and see if there would have been a reason to even have knobs. So right away, off the first game, boom, he was going straight up into Eldar. Imagine starting the tournament with an Eldar, right? So we got the Phoenix Gem to bring the Artarg Wayleaper back to life, giving you that CP, plus he wants to come back to life, keep him alive. Farseer, Night Spear, Spirits here for that, I think built-in automatic 6, and then the Yerinkan. So pay attention if you're an orc player when you're going against the Yerinkan, right? If they're going to try to put indirect fire into your backfields, they're going to try to throw the Yerinkan into your backfields, which means your grass could become the problem in that matchup, as they'll probably target them. So we got Dire Avengers, Rangers, Shroud Runner, support weapons, 2 of them, War Walkers, Wind Riders, and the Wraith Guard with the Wraith Cannon. Okay, so these don't actually have, okay. I would have, I think the melee ones would be more problematic against this list, considering we don't have the knobs to one-shot them out. But still, this is a very good unit, of course. I'm just saying, when I think of Eldar, the melee versions of Wraith Guard coming in is going to be the problem. And then you got the Wind Riders. Wind Riders are getting picked up by pretty reliably. So this isn't exactly, I'm not sure if this is the new meta, but this isn't exactly the known meta. It does have some of the great key pieces, such as the Yinkarn, but I'm not seeing that extra snaz on there that's really gonna put fear in my heart, like fire prisms or something. So he ended up getting straight 100 on there. He has 2 100s for the whole event. So he got a 100 against that Eldar list. Let's look into his second matchup. 3 GTs we're going to go over today, and then we're going to do an honorable mention to a 4th. So we have Chaos Knights. Chaos Mites making their way through the meta right now. Don't be surprised if they start becoming more common in a theater near you. Okay, so we got the Knight Rampager. Remember, guys, when you're going against Knights, people tend to forget that they can move through buildings, terrain. And that counts for the big ones as well, right? The strat says you can pick up to 2, I believe. So it costs more or something like that. I have to look it up again. I'm having a brain fart right now. But Knights can move through terrain, which means where you're placing things and how you're screening yourself really does matter. I'm surprised he's bringing 2 Rampagers. Typically, just 1 is enough, but Rampagers on their own are pretty great. We got Brigands. So I like to I don't like to play against them, but Brigands, they're reliable. They're hitting on 2s with long range meltas essentially, and their chain guns. And then for late game or whatever it needs to be, 8 OC. We have the Carnivores, of course, just straight up Carnivores, and that's the whole list because he brought 2 of the big Knights. So I would like to see more. If I was playing Knights, I'd be scared of seeing more. But you don't see necessary knobs on this list because as we can see with Jordan's list, he does have enough anti-vehicle, units on this list. Flashgitz can pop the ammo run, tear a unit down. You have Maz, you have the Beast Boss on foot even. 4 trucks is not necessarily easy for them to destroy if you're utilizing the terrain. We don't know what the terrain looks like, but it's still not an easy game. I would like to see who went first. As an orc player, I probably would like to go first in this matchup. So yes, he put up 95 points against that list, but that doesn't mean knights are bad. So knights can be a tough matchup. Okay, just so you guys know. So let's go straight into the Black Templar. So this is a faction I did want to talk a little bit more about and extrapolate. So as an orc player, you must understand why Black Templars are actually a somewhat threatening faction to go against. The reason why Black Templars can actually become a threat to you as an orc player is because how Space Marines have typically always wanted to play 40k is I want to shoot you and then fight you by association, right? Attrition. Kind of after you're hurt, after I've blown off 2 of your limbs, I want to come and hit you with the chain sword. I want you to already be weakened, right? The problem right now with Space Marines with the increased toughness, as they'll say against orcs, is that now we're T5, we get slightly better armor saves, we have more units with better toughness as well. You can't, usually Space Marines run out of shots because they don't have as many shots as they used to, and they then want to fight you, but they don't have enough punches or reliable enough punches to actually kill you as an orc player. And that goes across most of their matchups as well, as why they were kind of like whittling in the beginning of the meta. And while now Black Templars with their point decreases, you can bring enough chaff to fight with, you can bring enough shooting of Space Marine mixtures to reliable data sheets because it's that way to play, and boom, all of a sudden you have a Space Marine faction and chapter that's trying to can shoot you with the reliable data sheet known, tricks and trades of shooting, and then also have the reliable combat or throttling capability of combat with giving themselves that of going into certain matchups. So Black Templars want to play 40k how Space Marines typically have always wanted to play 40k. They want to shoot you and fight you to clean you up and take up more space on the board. So keep that in mind when you talk about Black Templars. So you have the Captain and Terminator armor with the trends. I'm not even gonna read that. Sorry. Okay. Castellan, Chaplain Grimaldus, High Marshal Hellbrick, and then a Judiciar. Judiciar is always annoying. Nobody likes being fought first. So we have 1 Intercessor unit, 1 Primaris Crusader squad, Land Raider with this is the Godhammer last one. Not as threatening. I don't think you're not really as worried about the Overwatch. So we have the Primaris Brethren. While I'm looking at that, guys, I'm trying to get a gauge on how threatening this would really be. So Primaris Sword Brethren, like I'm saying, this is a unit that other Space Marine chapters just don't have access to. 2 units, Redemptor Dreadnought, he's serving a dual purpose even more so on this. Scouts, and then the Terminator squad. And as we see, it's actually with the Power Fist. Maybe he just wanted more shooting. And I don't remember off the top of my head what their changes is to their. I think they changed actually in the codex for what their data sheet capability is. If one of you guys remember off the top of your head. So we're gonna see a couple Black Templars, and as we seen when we looked over in the beginning, is they're actually doing great right now. And that was actually his hardest game. Was a 77, I believe. Right? That's what I just clicked. Make sure I didn't mess that up. Yeah, that was actually his hardest game with the 77. So not surprising, as you've seen in other tournaments, or like we just showed you in the stats, the Black Templars are doing great right now. I think they have the highest win rate in the game. So let's go into his 5th matchup, which was Chaos Demons. So with the Chaos Demons, you just see Demon Prince of Chaos, Demon Prince of Chaos, Demon Prince of Chaos with different Nurgles. You got, marks. You have Slanesh, Nurgle, Slanesh for with wings and with wings. So this guy has just a straight Demon Prince spam. 2 Nurglings for the infiltrating, for just playing and being annoying on a mission. Plague Bears, deceitfully durable units right here. They're not really going to put that damage on you, but they are going to stand there and hold you long enough to be annoying. And no one likes to see that. No one likes to be annoyed. Well, we'll crump them as orcs, right? We'll just run right through them if we have to, but it's not as reliable as you think. Beasts of Nurgle, if you haven't played against Beasts of Nurgle, just know that you must kill them outright each phase, or they just fully regen. So, and they have a weird number of wounds. It's like 7 wounds, and I believe toughness 7, if not 8. So, so Beasts of Nurgles are great. Screamers, if you don't know what Screamers are, they're not really brought too often. As they're like they look like stingrays, if you guys haven't seen them before. Okay. And then and I'm not actually sure what they do in this edition right now, but yeah. And then a Skull Cannon, just for, he probably just had some points left over. So this list is a little unusual to me, as I've never seen someone try to actually like bring so many demons on foot and with the prince of their abilities, just going straight off their data sheet. I mean, they are T10 with 10 wounds. They do have, flat damage 3 capabilities. They're built up 4 up invulns. They have the ability to stealth people. and they can pop a once per game 3-up invuln. So the ones with the wings, the Demon Prince on foot has the capability to pop the 3-up invuln. Okay, so I can see why that would be more annoying. And then of course you pick their a bit capability. So Slanesh would give them +2 to their move characteristic, and then Nurgle probably some defense adds 1 to their toughness. So you have these dudes with more capability to move and some durability throttling, and they have flat 3 damage. So he's using them all as pretty much B6 for the most part. Yeah, there's not a really common list. I can see him catch people off guard with this one. And he's getting pretty far considering it's the 4th game in. So I'm sure he was just stat checking people with these small units that actually hide behind terrain, because the demon princes are pretty small and they're still pretty durable. So they're going to get out there. I'm going to pop my invul. I'm going to fight you and beat you up. But orcs can handle that. We don't have really that big of a problem against demons. So then we're going to go into the last matchup, which was his final matchup, into Dark Angels. Dark Angels, they're either going to play the I want to be fast and shoot you, I can fall back and shoot. I'm going to keep my OC because I don't, take battle shock like that. Or they're going to bring Terminators and try to reduce their toughness and occupy the middle table and fall back and shoot you. So of course they have the Bolter Discipline, Apothecary Biologist, Azrael, and then the Captain of Terminator armor. I'm smelling the Terminators here. Aggressor squads coming in. Be prepared for aggressors to obviously make their way up in how proficiently they're being used and how often they're being used with the new codex coming out. So that's not surprising at all, especially because you're just giving them, well, you might not be even giving them Bolter Discipline here because you have the Hellblasters, and that's what I give them to. So you have the Deathwing Knight. Of course, they have the ability to reduce damage by 1. And they just want to stand there in the middle of the table, really durable. I want to see what happens with Dark Angels once they get their codex, and then are people going to really try to infiltrate with these guys? That'd be hilarious. The Hellblaster squad, that's just a reliable shooting gun line. They're gonna. This is reliable enough to pop a lot of big orc units and put the volume on them. So this is a very, very, very good shooting platform. But once an orc player gets a unit to touch it, they start killing them pretty quickly. That's just dudes on foot. But even if you kill them, they're gonna get back. They're gonna on I believe it's 3+, maybe a 4+, but 3+. I believe they shoot you anyways, regardless if they just shot. They just shoot you again. Or if you beat them up, they might even be able to shoot you again anyways. So you have the Inceptors. Of course, you always need the 2 Inceptors as Space Marine player, and then the 2 Infiltrators for screening, and then a Predator Destructor. So a Predator Destructor is just like it's not terrible. It's most likely, I bet you it has a data shade ability that he used so that he can actually throttle his damage or something, because you're not bringing that for its auto cannon, I'm pretty sure. So then you have the Hunter Whirlwind. Of course, I can see people bringing more of those, and then the Caladius Assassin. So I don't think this is the final version of what Dark Angels are going to be, but this is very much so a good Dark Angels list, as it doesn't oversaturate with characters. It's right there at that 3. And it brings the shooting that it needs, the durability that it needs to hold the table, and then a little bit of its scoring potential. So it was a pretty excellent list, but he did put up 90 into that. So he got 100 into the game prior and 90 into that. So great job, Jordan. Whoa! So did us all proud for the rise of the Green Tide.